Hello, Mungos. Welcome back. Since Moshi is not going to be in this week, I've decided to make a little segment for you guys. In this segment, I'm going to be covering some short stories, and I'm going to try to add as little commentary, if any, as possible. So, let's just cut right to the chase. Let's get into the terrifying and infamous death of Debbie Stone at Disneyland.
Let's go!
Well, I guess you've seen just about everybody.
I've been waiting my whole life to meet you.
There's never been a better time to make the dream come true.
Disneyland, the happiest place on earth, has a few dark tragedies, and the most ghastly, which was suspicious as well as fodder for urban legends, belonged to Debbie Stone, a hostess who tragically died in 1974. When asked how he conceived the idea for Disneyland, Walt Disney once said he imagined there ought to be an enchanting place for parents and children to have memorable times together. But this tangible tale is more complex. Enchantment can be a fatal job, and at Disneyland, the formula for making dreams come true include not only pixie dust and fascinating props and rides, but arduous work of more mortal being performing in a risky world, where sometimes things go gravely wrong. And that is what happened to a promising young girl on the verge of having the world at her feet. Her dreams were cut short on one fatal day, and no one will ever know what really happened, whether it was a fatal mishap or sheer negligence. The death of Debbie Stone is the sole fatality of a Disney cast member till date. Debbie Stone's life story. Deborah Gale Stone was the first child of Bill and Marilyn Stone, and was born on June 18th, 1956 in Santa Ana, California. Beautiful and talented, she excelled in academics as well as athletics, especially track and swim. She graduated from Santa Ana High School with top honors received from principals' awards from her outstanding accomplishments. She had just enrolled herself her freshman year at Iowa State University, and as any excited teenager, longed to work in the land of dreams, Disneyland. In order to save for college tuition, she applied for a summer job at Disneyland, and soon landed herself to be coveted job of being a Disneyland hostess. How did Debbie Stone die? On June 28th, 1974, a musical extravaganza debuted in America Sings, wherein the automated wall rotation was reversed. The walls moved towards each other on the left-hand side of the stage and closed in place to separate each theater from the other. It is speculated that after the last show, around 10:30 p.m., when the stages were shifting positions, the hostess, who always stands on the left side of the stage, Debbie Stone, might have been crushed between the walls of the two theaters. The tragic accident in details. At Disneyland, a major ride called Carousel of Progress was designed to become a new attraction. America Sings, on June 28, 1974, an automated musical extravaganza that paid tribute to the musical history of America debut. The ride features 6 stages in the central nucleus of the building. These 6 theaters rotated around in sequence so as to allow the theater audience to experience each popular performance in sequence. The performance consisted of a 24-minute show featuring 4 big musical acts with a melody of period tunes sung by animated animals. During such a show, it was the job of the Disney hostess to stand on the left of each stage and greet the audience at the start of each show and bid them farewell at the end of each show. The only glitch was that in previous ride, Carousel of Progress, the theater moved around the nucleus in a clockwise direction. This meant that the walls on the left-hand side of the stage moved away from each other. But in America Sings, the rotation was reversed, which meant that the walls moved towards each other on the left-hand side of the stage and closed in place to separate each theater from the other. On the fateful day of July 8th, 1974, Debbie Stone had an evening shift at America Sings. Just before her shift, she called up her parents to exclaim that to them she was in love, and she wanted their permission to get engaged. Obviously, her parents were very happy for her. A little later, around 10:30 p.m., when the last show got over and the stage was shifting positions, in between the 45-second interval, a guest from the adjacent theater heard a blood-chilling scream. When he and the operators rushed to the scene, they were horrified to see Debbie Stone crushed between the walls of the two theaters. To this day, no one knows what exactly went wrong. There may have been numerous theories. Some state that Debbie may have been inclining toward the adjacent stage to talk to her fellow cast members, or she may have attempted to jump from one stage to the other, or she may have been distracted and stepped backwards without noticing. Whatever the reason, the fact remains that Debbie was crushed alive as the rotating wall closed against the stationary one. After the gruesome incident, Disneyland closed the ride for 2 days, and the stage on which Debbie died remained closed for a year. Later, the stages were installed with sensory lights to warn the operator if someone went too close to the walls. Additional charges were made by fixing breakaway walls in the case of sensory fail, and the ride remained operative until 1988. Then it was shut down, and the building remained obsolete till its refurbished in 1998 for a new attraction, Innovations. Remembering Debbie Stone. Debbie Stone was known for her kindness and compassion, and the people whose lives she had impacted were numerous, most prominent being a former classmate who claimed to have kicked his drug addiction because of her help. Over the years, her family received numerous letters from strangers and friends alike who expressed their support and gratitude. Her alma mater, Santa Ana High School, renamed a pool after her and raised a plaque honoring for her. Her classmate funded for a Deborah Stone Award to be given to the most outstanding student in her class. The ghost rumors. There have been urban legends at Disney cast members claim that they have seen her spirit and can hear a voice warning, "Be careful," at the unfortunate sight. Whether these rumors to be believed or not, one thing is for sure: Debbie is guiding and helping others even through her death. Debbie Stone may have lived a short life, but her memories live on with the ones she loved.